My name is Richard Somerville. I want to tell you about a frightening experience that I had some years ago when my youngest son was just a toddler. We were vacationing in the Adriatic Ocean off Yugoslavia, and he had a boating accident while my wife and I were away. He fell on a boat and cut his head badly and was profusely. It was a tiny village in a really place, and the nurse at the first aid station, he had broken his skull. She didn't speak, and we didn't speak Serbo-Croatian, so we were with her in German, but she was very clear that our son had his skull, and he had to be taken by ambulance to That was one of the most rides I've ever had. The Yugoslav ambulance driver was a wild and man. He drove madly on the wrong side of the road, on the side where cars shouldn't be, and passed sirens flashing, screaming sirens, lights flashing, and it was a ride that seemed to last. I was following behind him in a car. They wouldn't let me ride in the... So I was also driving at terrifying speeds, and I was... First of all, that my son was going to... from having a fractured skull, and second, that my... and I were going to get killed in a terrible... It just seemed impossible to me that we'd make it. We were going over tiny mountain roads, 2-lane, going around blind curves on the wrong side of the road. And we ended up in the hospital of a nearby. And after a long time, the doctor, who also spoke, came out and told us that he didn't have a skull after all. He just had a bad cut. He'd been sewed up. The had stopped. There wasn't anything wrong with him. And he was going to recover and be... It took me a long time to get my back that night. And I think if I have to draw from that terrible experience, it's not to believe that things are always going to be as bad as they... Sometimes they turn out to be a lot better.